seeds, you know, and whether we will be given the opportunity to see them sprout, you know, is a question mark. But you want to do that to give yourself the opportunity to tell, you know, stories in an ongoing fashion.
Got a next fan question here from Esther. She asks, can you speculate on any characters that will be introduced in season 2? And I know this comes up a lot because everyone wants to see so many fairy tale characters.
Well, you know, we can speculate.
Sure.
I mean, we can speculate. Look, we don't want to ruin any surprises, but you know, we've got characters on the show who we love and continue to want to explore, and you know, there's always always new players you might have some fun seeing them bounce off of.
The one name I'm going to throw at you, and I know you've been asked about it before, but it is a personal favorite of mine, is Ariel.
Yeah.
We love Ariel.
I mean, look, we love Ariel, and I think that, you know, we've even said before that is something we'd like to get to. So it's just a matter of when, but we have some ideas.
Yes.
Gotcha. We got a next fan question here from Stevie, who asks, will we see more of Jefferson / the Mad Hatter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you will.
On Sunday.
With him, by the way, Wonderland was an interesting thing because it is another world entirely, and I noticed there were some little symbols for other places out there. Did you talk a lot about that? Would it be the Mad Hatter living down the block from Snow White, but no, it had to be another place entirely?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, that idea of other worlds was something that we had talked about at the very beginning of conceiving the series.
Even in the pilot.
Yeah, and there's hints of it throughout that we've dropped in. So that episode was the first time we really, you know, went full force into one of them. And, you know, we love if people are speculating about what the other ones could be.
If I were TiVoing and wanted to pause, I'd look at all the doors that were in his hat.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did those lead?
There was possibly a place that might have an Emerald City of some sort.
Could be.
Could be.
You never know.
Gotcha.
Could be a curtain in there.
Could be a curtain in there as well.
Don't look behind it.
We're going to go to next question from AJ, who asks, well, this is a little bit of a variation on a question we asked earlier, which was, how did you conceive the idea for this show? And I guess specifically,
carefully.
No, honestly, we were talking about these stories, and then we were talking about the Evil Queen, and we were like, how frustrating would it be to be her? And you're in this land of happy endings, and you know, you literally get a gingerbread oven to work inside a gingerbread house, and that witch can't kill the 2 kids. It's like, where's the one place she could succeed? Our world. And once we said that out loud, that was it.
Yeah, and then that kind of led to the idea of Snow White and Prince Charming and what's their happy ending and what comes after that, and the idea then of what if they had a child who would be this savior, and
then it just started. Why is Grumpy grumpy?
Right.
Why is the Mad Hatter mad?
And then, you know, we started to kind of like put all these pieces together, and this was almost 9 years ago, and then we very quickly realized we had no idea how to do it.
Yeah, it was a 9-year writer block.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But you kept busy in the middle of that. Once again, we've got Eddie Kitsis and Adam Horowitz here from Once Upon a Time, and we're looking for your questions at facebook.com/onceabc. And we've got another one here from Paul, who asks, are we going to find out what happens with Regina's mother, Cora?
Someday.
Yeah, no, we loved Barbara Hershey, and she you know, she was amazing in the part, and yeah, we'd love to explore a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might see her in season 2.
Yeah.
That was obviously a great sort of inspired casting there. Did you know, when you thought about that, was it like, that's perfect?
Yes.
Yes, we are huge fans of Barbara Hershey, and we actually, you know, she came into the office and we got to talk about the role, and it was like, it took all of our strength to be professional, because really we just were like, will you autograph this? And remember, and Hannah, you know, but she was fantastic, and she just brought so much creativity and inspiration to the role.
And that was, you know, a thing with Regina, of course, where, you know, she is your main villain, but you do want to find out, you know, you said what makes Grumpy grumpy, what makes an evil queen evil. Was that something you also discussed a lot?
That was actually one of the first things.
Yeah, it was one of the first things we discussed, and, you know, and it's one of the themes of the show is, you know, evil isn't born, it's made, and we wanted to see, you know, how that happened to the evil queen, and to show that there was a real humanity in her that was lost at one point.
And for us, you know, of course, whoever played that role had to frighten Lana.
Right. She had to outdo your already tremendously evil queen. Yes. We've got one here from Lindsay, who asks, will the characters start to realize who they are before the curse is broken?
Well, that is an interesting question. You know, we've had a couple people, well, we've had one person wake up. We've had one person always known. So who knows?
You know, we've had Charming. There was a few flashes there. I
A few
think.
flickers and some deep hypnosis.
Didn't quite get there, but there was a flash of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you introduce a character like August, of course, there's always going to be people wondering, who is this? Who is this? You know, was that one? You know, did you know from the start that's Pinocchio? That's who you wanted that to be.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's you know, it's one of those things where, like, in that first episode where he appeared in the Hansel and Gretel episode, you see Emma reading the newspaper at the end of the episode, and there's an article about a 7-year-old boy finding her on the side of the road. So we were trying from that very point on to seed that story.
And it's, you know, we made him a writer because he's a storyteller,
Right.
because he's a teller of tales, and he lied a little bit. And August Wayne Booth, who we named it after, was the guy who coined the term unreliable narrator.
Right. Oh,
So.
Very nice. Let's see here. We've got next question from Felita, and she asks, how did you come up with the characters' names in the real world, and is there significance in Emma Swan's name?
I guess we like the metaphor of a swan, and Emma sounded nice originally. To be honest, it was Anna, and that did not clear. And then we found Emma and loved it.
Yeah,
And go ahead.
yeah, no, we try to, you know, find names that that have some sort of significance to who the characters are and who they once were.
And Regina, I guess it kind of made sense to me when we found out that was a real name, because she's the one who designed this whole thing, and why wouldn't she stick with her
Right.
real name?
Exactly.
Was that ever a back and forth on that, or did you just think, why wouldn't she have a real name?
Well, we just didn't know why she would give herself a fake name,
Right.
considering she was up the whole time.
Yeah.
So that made sense.
Gotcha. So next question here is from Alyssa, and she asks, will we ever see Jamie Dornan again? There's lots of exclamation points on this one. And is Graham still alive in Fairy Tale Land?
Wow.
No one's in
Well,
Fairy Tale Land, right?
Graham, I would say watch this Sunday and be prepared,
Yes.
because you know, Jamie Dornan is coming back.
We love Jamie, and we're very happy that he's coming back this weekend.
And, you know, flashbacks obviously give you one avenue, but should we assume that's the only avenue?
All we'll say is that we're very excited about how he comes back, and we don't want to spoil any surprises.
Gotcha. Okay, we got the next question here from Lauren, and she asks,
Bet on death.
Lauren asks, is there any possibility of Belle becoming a main character eventually?
Well, we definitely would like to see more of Belle next season, and it's going to depend a lot on, you know, what stories we're telling, and of course Emily's availability. But you know, we wrote that part for her, and we definitely love writing it. So
Yeah, we definitely want to continue that story.
yeah.
I know fans of Lost have enjoyed seeing some of those cast members show up. You know, it's safe to say there's chances for that in the future with other actors.
Look, we love all of the cast members from Lost. It was just a privilege to work with all of them, and if the right opportunity presented themselves and they were interested, like, we'd love
Yeah,
to.
we'd be happy
Yeah,
to.
we'd be thrilled.
Okay, we got the next question here. Another Lauren asks, will we ever see flashbacks from Emma's childhood?
Well, we kind of saw one.
We saw our first little snippet, baby Emma in her
Right.
crib. So there's
It's a
always
very intriguing idea.
There's always room for more.
Yeah, poor Emma. I mean, maybe it's nice for Jennifer to get a little time off, but she doesn't have the flashbacks.
Oh, it was hard for her to play that baby.
Oh, yeah, well, she really pulled it off.
And she's
though.
method. I mean, to do that baby was hard.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
Yeah, because we obviously know a little bit about her life before she came here, what she was doing. But is that something you have discussed about, sort of like what formed her into the sort of harder person when she first came to town?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we talked a little bit about that in the pilot. You got a sense of that in the Hansel and Gretel episode,
Yeah.
and we see snippets of it throughout. But definitely, there's a lot more to explore in her character, because she did come in with her walls up, and she did come in very guarded, and you know, so we definitely want to explore more of her background.
Okay, we got the next question here from Kaloyan. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but asks, will we see Grumpy's love Nova again?
Not this season, unfortunately.
But we love Amy Acker, and you know, would love
She's just
to
fantastic.
see her again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that has been a whole other sort of world you've also been able to explore with the fairies. And again, is it fun to sort of merge these tales over and take the fairies from one story and say how would they interact with the dwarves.
Yeah, I mean that's the best part of the show. You know, one of our favorite scenes in the pilot is we call the War Council scene, and it was Little Red Riding